Welcome. Today we're going to learn how to do shoulder stability exercises. The reason is because the shoulder is such a vital body part on the human body. Anything externally rotated overhead can also impinge the shoulder and cause a lot of problems. What we're going to do is, according to Scott Rodeo, a lot of article that I read, he said basically a lot of swimmers have shoulder problems due to the fact that it's overuse or fatigue muscles such as the rotator cuff, the scapula, and the upper back. So some of the exercises that I'm going to show you are not in his article, but I've done a little more research on my side for shoulder stability, because anybody that plays any type of sport needs shoulder stability because of the fact that it's a ball and socket and it can be easily dislocated. So I'm going to have Rose here show you a few examples first on how to do some stretching exercises using a basic broomstick. First thing we're going to do is just to work on hands with shoulder part, and all we're going to do is go full range of motion over the head, and go all the way down to the tail and back over. Okay, now what you noticed is her shoulder went bent. Reason is her hands were too close. Now, and it also tells me that her shoulder on her right side is very, very tight. So if I have her move her hands out wider, go out wider, keep going a little wider. Okay, now roll back forward. Notice she's getting a little more range of motion. What happens is this shoulder is very, very tight, so her limited range of motion going back overhead is very crucial, because that might be a problem why she might have a shoulder problem if she does have one. If she doesn't have one, then she's lucky right now. Okay, next exercise we're going to do. We're going to do basically take the broomstick and we're going to do a self-assisted stretch. All we're going to do is put our hand on the broomstick and push up and reach to open up, again, the shoulder girdle. So we're just going to reach up and keep the body tall. We're going to keep the body straight, and all you want to do is lengthen it, bring it back down, and then do it again, and back down. One more. Again, this exercise is great for a shoulder impingement. Good, switch hands, because what happens is the shoulder might be impinged in this area right here, and as you're going up, you are actually lengthening the shoulder, and you're also hopefully basically taking the ball and socket and not suplexing it, because you're not separating it. All you're trying to do is lengthen the upper lats, the upper back, and also that shoulder girdle as well. One more. Good. Now, according to his article, the exercises that he discussed is all internal, external rotation. And when you're dealing with someone that's not in the sports atmosphere, or someone that is at home, or an older person, you can use cans of chicken breast. That's what we have right here. Okay? It's funny, but it works. It's very, very effective. Reason is because anything above 3 pounds actually builds the deltoid. We want to work on the smaller muscles, the small fine muscles, the rotator cuff muscles that help stabilize that shoulder. So all we're going to do is we're going to start with thumbs up, and we're going to start in, and we're going to externally rotate out as far as we can, keeping our shoulders pinched, and then go back in, and then pinch shoulder blades and go back in. One more. Good. Now let's say that we started out here. Now we're going to do internal rotation. We started on the outside, and all we're going to do is bring them back in. Okay? Do it again. Bring it back in. Obviously, if you're doing it with a can of soup or chicken breast, as we are, you're doing internal and external on one motion, which is fine, which is good. Okay, next motion we're going to do up. We're going to do, it's called empty tin can, and then back down. So we're going to go up, internal rotate it back down. Again, the reason we're rotating, anything, for example, for the swimmer, this is a natural motion for a swimmer to internally rotate the shoulder girdle, and then externally rotate it out, and then bring it back on the range of motion. So we want to try and simulate all the movements that they're doing in that sport. The last one we're going to do, field goal post. Okay, keeping our arms at 90 degrees. This is pretty hard for people because they like to hunch up their shoulder blades. Actually, you can see with Rose, she's actually perfect. So all she's going to do is she's going to externally rotate down, try and keep her elbows as high as she can, and then bring them back up, and then back down. She's going to do 2 more. 1 more. Perfect. I just gave you guys a few examples of how to stretch your shoulder, also how to strengthen the shoulder muscles. So if there's any more questions or concerns, feel free to contact me. Thank you and have a great day.